It's always Goku. Thank you. I didn't. So.
Nimbus. There we go.
Yeah, my bad. It's because I actually had my I had my capture card unplugged today earlier. So you know you got to restart voice meter sometimes when you got.
I'm happy I no longer have to disconnect my computers.
Well, I don't have
The
to.
stonemasons of Log Hill might be able to
But
help.
sometimes things get sent onto the third monitor.
Mm.
And if I lock my machine, I lock my machine pretty frequently. So sometimes things get sent on my third monitor, and I'm like, oh crap. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get all these little presets here, but this is where the controls get really weird. So you get different bars, right? You can go to these different item bars and stuff, which is really cool. You can go to them on the fly. But like this one is right button, right trigger, left, and then up or down or right for the other one. Like they're mapped, but they're not like. Yeah, so I think if I really get into this game, it's very likely going to be a keyboard, mouse, and keybinds or something. I was thinking that my Razer Naga mouse would be really good for this game. Because you could just bind so many things, you know? I can't do any of my items here, though, right now. It's kind of weird. Doing all the side quests quick. So this game plays like a dungeon crawler. But it looks like Final Fantasy. What?
Sorry.
Watch out for the grave robbers.
Something from Babylon B and Elon Musk replying to.
Oh. Okay, I gotta leave the city anyways. Okay. It's weird with the right analog stick. So, you know, I have to be clear and say this is a technical beta.
Robbers have increased in numbers.
Closed technical beta. T to auto
If you're
move.
talking about the missing piece of the tablet in the cathedral, I don't know where
It
it is.
doesn't help
either.
me with the
Why do you need it?
controller. But I immediately picked the Berserker class, Chuck. Because each class has 3 advanced classes attached to it. So I immediately picked the is it moving? Okay. The Warrior Berserker. Because you do Warrior Berserker, Paladin, or Gun Blade, whatever. It's like a tank. I was like, nope, I want a giant 2-handed sword. I want to kill stuff.
Question.
A
But
horde
what do
of
you want the
demons
title to be
invaded the mortal world.
for this stream?
What, did it not change?
No. It's still GC
Thus
maybe.
began what is known as the
Aw,
Chain
man.
War.
I
A
changed everything. I
very
changed it, but it didn't. Hold on, I
unending
got you.
eternal war.
I'll just do. There you go. I got it. I don't know why I did that. I didn't even notice after I went live. I totally
I only noticed because I got rid of the live chat and said sent it
Yeah.
ahead and like went back and said, what?
Yeah. No, that's weird when that stuff happens. Oh well. I don't know if anybody's gonna hop in this game, and it's weird because it says Lost Ark 2019 when I put in the game, but this game isn't even out yet. So maybe it's been in like forever alpha because it's an Amazon game. Gore. Just chunks. Oh, crap. No, I don't want to use my special. It took forever. It took forever to build up my special bar. And now I'm using it kind of by accident. Whoops. Whoopsies. I get it. You become exhausted. I get it. All right. I kind of assume I have to go back to the town soon. I'm not going to turn in this side quest yet. Let's seem like you had some fun playing Rocket League, though.
Yeah, I was having a lot of fun, especially playing with people in chat. Like, well, one thing I always wanted with Rocket League was a community. Like, jump in, have fun.
Absolutely.
They believe the power of the Ark was the only way of defeating the demons once and for all.
Yeah, that's kind of where the where it came down to. Slayer actually popped on. That's where it all started.
Did he pop on for a little bit?
Yeah, he popped on. His trainer, which is also his neighbor.
Yeah, I know.
Came in.
Were you guys playing for a bit or just chatting?
Yeah, we played 1 or 2 rounds, and then what was it? Somebody from yesterday, I'm having a blank on their name, but they popped in, and we played. That's the Diamond 2 player.
Yeah.
And they actually almost quit on me because they're like, "Oh, sorry, I suck." I'm like, "You're Diamond 2. Come on." Like, yeah, like, I was like, all you need to do is be patient, slow down.
Well, people get nervous when they know that they're being streamed.
Yeah, I was like, just calm down, have fun. You know, like just watch for the other players' mistakes and take advantage and everything else. And
Yeah, people do get
just
nervous.
like I was telling the last person I was playing with, I'm like, you know, you just need to calm down. They're like, oh, I'm already screwed. I'm done with this game. No. I'm like, you just started. You're playing against a person that's been GC before.
It's a super common thing in competitive games. People just want to quit. People get nervous and all that stuff. I get it.
Of heroes eventually found
I only quit because I get crappy teammates in the ranks that I'm supposed to be in.
Yeah, well, it also it messes up your mood, though.
Yeah.
The races of the mortal realm rallied.
But like I remember playing Call of Duty and DoD and hunting people in those games and being like, yeah, I'm elite, and then all of a sudden, like we were playing what was it? In our tournaments and stuff, and I just felt like I was garbage, but
Well, a lot of it has to do with those teams were together more.
well, also I think most of our matches, like the other team was flagged for hackers.
Yeah, I try not to dwell on it too much.
Investigating the stone ruins.
I'm all about just having fun, and you know, if people want assistance in learning how to game,
Long ago,
Yeah.
the sidereals used the
I'm
great
just more
power
than
of
happy
the
to
Ark
help teach them.
to defeat the demons.
Maybe my almost
Now,
1,100 hours in
that
game
same
will go
darkness
to
has
go
come
to
the
waste.
mortal world again.
It's all wasted.
This is why I have been traveling the world in search of the Ark.
Dude, I'm really excited for Horizon 5. I really hope it can stream well, because
Everyone tells me,
Horizon
Ark is just a
4,
legend.
you couldn't hook OBS into. You can only do, like,
but that stone tablet
display capture.
is the key to finding it.
Yeah, that was garbage.
It always looks bad,
I'm
yeah.
glad to finally meet someone else who
Like, it's
believes the Ark is
tolerable,
real.
but most of the
Now, if you'll
most of the
excuse
footage
me,
you
I
see
must
of people
continue my search.
playing Horizon 5 or
Please
Horizon
let me know
4
if you find something.
is recorded. So they'll use a capture card. Like I can do that with my external one. I can put an SD card in my thing and capture card it, or I have a USB stick that I use. I think I needed another one. USB stick that I use on the Xbox and record directly to a USB stick, and then you can edit the footage. Most of the Horizon players that you see on YouTube are recorded ones. I don't see a lot of them stream.
Yeah, well, and like if I would have gotten the new Xbox, they're boasting that you can actually stream direct from.
To what?
Well, like just straight stream off of
Yeah, but to what?
to like YouTube, Twitch, and everything else.
I've never heard that. You could always stream to Twitch on Xbox One. You still can.
Well, yeah, but without having another device to capture it to make it cleaner.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yep. You can stream straight to Twitch already on Xbox One.
The stone tablet of the
yeah, but
key?
most people always use
You
it
mean the slab
their
made out
other
of these
device to
ordinary?
capture.
Well, you do another device to capture so you can actually control it, like have overlays and to have camera add-ons, things like that.
Yeah, and with
That's
this,
why.
they're apparently stating that you can do everything straight, like have your stream elements and everything else hooked up straight to the system.
You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
And I was like, well, that's why I just kind of put it as like clickbait, because I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But if I was to get the new Xbox, like I was hoping to, I would have tested it out.
You just sold it to me.
No, I would have brought it over so that way we could play with it and
You
give
just
a
sold it to me.
review.
There's no way you'll even play the one you have.
Well, yeah, because what time do I have?
A lot.
I do.
even before the job switch. I mean, like your evenings.
Yeah,
Like if I'm streaming, you'd have plenty of time to play Xbox. It's
Gab's back on.
MU remastered. I don't know what's MU.
Marvel Universe. That's
No.
what comes to mind.
Yeah, I can't really think of the comparison. What I feel like this game so far is a mix of Final Fantasy and Diablo-ish. MU Online. Yeah, I never played MU Online. What game is that, Gab?
Where's the yellow turrets?
Oh, I would love some of that. Free-to-play fantasy RPG. Legendary on the legendary continent of MU. Yeah, I've never even heard of that, man.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Now I picked. So this may not be the only class I play during this beta. I have to look at how long the beta is. I do kind of want to. I can skip the prologue and play as another class. I was thinking about playing as the assassin. That looks pretty fun. You also get a gunner or whatever, and it look like dual pistols. That looks pretty fun. It's an old game. I've never heard of it.
So that sounds like they have D2 and D3 developers on this game.
That's what this game really reminds me of, but with the art stylings of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, because
Terra.
because like the assassin is great, but then I was like thinking of like the demon hunter from D3, and how like that's because you can dual hand crossbow it.
Well, here, let's go back to the character select screen quick. I'm not gonna launch another character. I'm gonna play this guy for a little bit, I think. But let's take a look here. I'm just gonna log out in this spot. I don't really worry in betas, right? Like everything's
You
gonna
might
be.
lose your progression.
I'm gonna lose it anyways. Yeah. So I haven't even bought the game. Most people in here bought the game. All right, I'll look it up really quick. Gab keeps telling me about it here. Let's see.
Then you go reheat some food.
All right. MU RPG. MU Origin 2. Origin Dark Knight. YouTube privacy warning. Just freaking watch it on YouTube, you weirdos. Oh, that video is a lot. Dude, it does look like this. It looks a lot like this because it's a click game too. Interesting. This actually looks. This is a phone game though. That you're talking about, Gab. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice Mage here earlier. That was a PC one too. The one I looked up, like the phone, even the phone one looked like it. Do I have to be a female to be a mage? That'd be really annoying. Be a bard. Everybody knows I like to play bard.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing a mobile game like this.
Yeah. I played one that was kind of similar, but the combat was really shitty. So I'm on the character selection screen just so you can see that the characters here. You got martial artist, male or female, gunner, male or female. I don't know. So the martial artist only has strike advanced class. See, this right here just reminded me of Midgard. So you get sharpshooter, Deadeye. Deadeye is probably what I would play because that just looks fun, like a big AOE one. And artillerist, which is just a big old cannon. That reminds me a lot of the. There was a weird gun thing in Rift that was like that. And then the female is the gunslinger, specifically, which does look pretty sweet. She has the rifle and everything.
I'm reminded of also Aeon.
No, I'm not equating this to Aeon at all. So the female gets a lot more for the fighter, which I don't really get the male-female classes stuff. No, Aeon had a whole thing about like wings and flying, and then Aeon's combat I think was terrible. So I never stayed in that game because of that. Here's a death blade. Boom. That was cool. Shadow Hunter. Oh, Chuck, this actually looks super fun. Because you know what it reminds me is, I'm gonna... Illidan from World of Warcraft. You remember in Burning Crusade? He was like the big main boss who had like the two-bladed arm, or the two arm blades. Did you never do that raid? Oh, he must be making food. I'm sure he hears me. If he doesn't, I'm gonna pretend he did. Yeah, the gore is really cool. The gore took me by surprise. When I started the prologue, I was like, alright, let me fight these guys. And then I did like an ability and I chopped a guy into 10 pieces. Like, oh. Okay.
That's like becoming crap on me. But
yeah, your mic was sounding like crap a bit ago when you were talking.
Yeah, it's but I was saying the reason why I was saying Aeon online is because it just reminds me of a Korean grind fest.
Yeah, maybe. But Aeon reminds me a lot of Guild Wars 1, which is the reason I didn't play Guild Wars 1, was that when you hit attack on somebody, you were locked into that spot.
Well, yeah, Guild Wars 1 was mainly just PvP, not so much open world. You know,
yeah, but if I hit like attack on this guy, we'd just sit there and punch each other and stuff. And Aeon was like that, where you got locked into a fight, and I hated it.
Not really.
Yeah,
I've never had that issue.
You gotta go play it again, and I think you'll remember.
Well, because I was a healer class, so I was never even my attacks were never like locked into anyone. So.
Play melee, and melee was terrible because like I could be 10 feet away. If I hit an ability, it would auto run my character to it, and then we'd stand there and hit each other.
Oh no, I never saw that because Kevin was. So when he played next to me, I never saw him.
It looks a lot better than it feels. Let's put it that way. Combat systems and combat playing is everything in these games to me. Like I was telling Cryo about it. One of the reasons I don't play Final Fantasy 14 as much anymore, really at all. I do like the game a lot. I think it's a really good game. But like, if I had to play New World or ESO, the combat keeps me much more engaged in New World and ESO than Final Fantasy, right? The tab targeting games aren't really for me anymore. So everybody has their own taste, obviously, and that's what this comes down to. But TF2 gore, Team Fortress 2. Oh, is this where my quest is? I have a quest here. Okay, sure. I applied to a guild. Oh, hold on. Maybe I don't have to go here. I applied to a guild that only had one person in it, but the guild's name was Violence. And it just said, "We choose violence." Or something like that. What did it say? It had a little tagline. Community guilds. Oops. Oh, because I'm in controller mode, it wants me to do that because I was in controller mode. Ah. Violence. Respectfully, we choose violence, so I just applied to them just because that's all I wanted. Okay, I guess I have to go to the East Oratory. Okay. Because I'm looking at my other quest and it says I have to. Yeah, Gab, I think this is going to come out for console as well. Just on the fact that I'm using a controller right now. The menu is ridiculous with controller. It's not good, but it does work. So, but if you wanted to play with a mouse and do this, that is also absolutely, you know, Diablo, whatever. I actually like playing it with the controller because it feels like Minecraft Dungeons. But that's just me. What did I just push? Oh, that's a targeting thing. Ah, whoops. Like I said, this game surprised me. So I signed up for the beta a while ago. And I was like, yeah, well, I saw articles come out for it. Said, oh, Lost Ark beta, blah, blah. So, yeah, well, you know, I guess I didn't get in. And then I hopped in. I was like, wow, I got a key for it. And I hopped in the chat, and everybody's talking about how they were all, most people had to pay for the beta. So I don't know. Oh my god. You know, Amazon needs to learn their lesson on these chat systems and not have them so broad. There was a vulnerability in New World that allowed some, like, you could put in code from, you could inject some code and it would cause issues if somebody just hovered over it to inspect the text. The problem with that, other than the obvious, is that New World has a world chat. So you can do the entire game. So you have every single person on the server has a chance to look at that thing you said. It would just crash your game whenever you did it. This is the worst. You still there, Chuck? Or you just eating? Okay, that's fine. I don't want to bug you then. You're good.
Sorry, it's hungry.
Oh, dude, yeah, you obviously gotta eat dinner. Sadly, it's not a game I can like purchase for you right now because it's not even out. But
I was trying to figure out like if I could actually get on.
yeah, I can't remember when I signed up for the beta. I think it was during my second New World beta.
So a long time ago.
Yeah, and it might be the reason I didn't have to pay to get into this beta is because I was also a New World beta tester. Like, not the open beta that everybody got, but, oh man, I accidentally hit Y again and used my ultimate for, like, no reason at all. Well, let's make use of it. I gotta learn to stop hitting Y. It just feels more natural because the other abilities are LBX, LBY, LBB, and it's like I need to learn to not do that. Or rebind some stuff. If the game actually comes out, you know, it is Amazon, so if the game actually comes out, and if it's actually worth playing, then I'll rebind probably. Or use keyboard and mouse. Because it's Z on the keyboard. Like, those are things that, okay, so like, Elder Scrolls, when you want to use your ultimate on each bar, if you use a controller, it's click left stick, right stick at the same time. And that kind of system, like, it's very deliberate that you're going to use your ultimate when you have to do that, right? A lot of games have that system, so just having the ultimate be Y by default is kind of dumb, I think, but hey. I can't fault them too much because all the keys are rebindable. So, you know.
Don't let your guard down.
You can only complain so much about it, I suppose. Or I can complain a lot about it.
What the fuck? Indeed.
Indeed. Indubitably. Oh yeah, I watched the first Ninja Turtles movie with the kids today.
Oh yeah, what'd they think?
Oh, they loved it. They loved it so much. I mean, the youngest went to bed, but the oldest two finished it with me. They loved it. It was actually because, so on the Plex now we have all the Ninja Turtles because my Hulu was busted today for some reason. Like it was restarting episodes, so I requested on the Plex. So they're all there, and that was really, really fast, which was awesome. But it was just funny, like, well, they really wanted to watch some Ninja Turtle, so I was like, well, let's watch this one. I was like, guess how old I was when this came out. They're like, what? I was like, I was 1. The first one was in the 90s.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was like 4.
Yeah, I
I
know.
remember watching it. So.
Yeah. So, but they loved it. But Sophia really loved the costumes.
Yeah.
So I heard. I'm gonna say this on stream. It's like the least non-PC joke in the whole movie. I didn't catch it. So, the scene where they leave. I'm laughing thinking about it. It's terrible. The scene where they leave the house to go back to the city. Okay, because they're like, it's time. They had to go save Splinter after they meditated and all that, right?
Yeah.
They drive back and they're laying down on the back of the pickup truck. Okay, and they're getting rained on the whole time. And Raphael gets out and he goes, man, now I know what it's like to travel without a green card. And I was like, oh my god. They actually just made a legit wetback joke, and I was just so caught off guard that this was in a Ninja Turtles movie. Because he's laying down in a truck getting rained on. I'm like, holy crap. It took me a second. I was like, what is that green card? What does that even mean? I was like, wait, oh my god. It's so great. It's so great.
I love those movies because, like, actually, all 3 of them, they're all hidden within
They're
those
hidden,
movies.
yeah. I mean, he's not even like blatantly making fun of anybody. It was just, that's a good joke.
Well, it's like I
was
shared
gathering
a
information about the recent
video
movements of
of
the grave
like
robbers.
what's the first Shrek movie?
Yeah, I watched that again recently.
Yeah, like how you see the
Go.
mom and dad bear in one cage and then the baby bear in another.
Mm-hmm.
But then you see the mom or the dad and baby bear together, looking all sad around a campfire because humans are taking over.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, well, what happened to the mom? Well, you find her as a rug.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm like, but people don't realize how dark these shows are.
Yeah. All these Brothers Grimm's tales and stuff. There is a really cool Netflix show My oldest liked it a lot. I didn't see all of it. I caught like the last few episodes. It's like a Tales of the Grim Kids one, and it's really good because it's like it doesn't sugarcoat it. Like it's definitely for kids. Well, I'm gonna pull it up. It's on Netflix. Maybe I'll get it on the Plex. I forgot you don't have the Netflix right now. I'll get it added to the Plex one. Let me double check the name here.
Well, like there was a YouTuber. She's an actress, by the way.
Don't let your guard down.
She was going through like children rhymes and everything else, and like they're like, oh, she her brother's Grimm one.
Those grave robbers.
Oh shit, the brothers in the
Destroyed the
dark.
tripod.
A lot of these, like all this stuff is supposed to be dark. It's
Yeah.
we're shielding kids from the terrors of humanity and the world.
Right.
Well, why do you think we are where we are now?
Right.
Don't let your guard down.
I mean, sure, there's limits, but come on now.
Right, and so like like I even commented, I'm like, well, of course she's an actress, so
Those
she
grave
is
robbers
trained to
might even
cry
destroy the tripod.
on
Right.
cue.
I have.
And if people sit there and think like, oh well, we shouldn't be spreading these because of what these rhymes are, nursery rhymes and fairy tales are supposed
Don't
to
let
be.
your guard down.
No, you just teach them and why, not sit there and be like play on people's emotions and why they're bad and they should be banned.
Yeah. The show is called A Tale Dark and Grim. And it's a short series. I don't know if they're gonna do more or not.
Those grave
But the
robbers
main
might
characters
even
are
destroy the
Hansel and
tripod.
Gretel. And like right away they get kidnapped
Don't let your guard
when
down.
they run away from their parents who had chopped off their heads and sewn them back together. That's how the
Oh.
show starts. I'm like, that is fantastic. Like, like they don't show blood everywhere and make it all gory. They don't need to. The show's scary enough as it is, in a good way.
Right. It's supposed to make them think.
I don't want to go to the outpost. Aren't I already at the outpost? Yeah. Do I need to go back to Pride Home? Because I don't feel like spending 200 freaking silver to go back to Pride Home. Alright, use locate button on the quest tracker to activate triport. Get supplies from Pride Home. Storage guard Delren.
That also reminds me of Dwight. But when the bring your kids to work day.
Right.
It talks about the guy that runs around with scissors to chop off children's thumbs that lie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was big on all that stuff, man.
Yeah, and I was like, I fully agree. I support this message.
Please tell us if there's a problem.
Let me pause the recording for a minute so it doesn't get too long. Let me see. I'm gonna add that to the thing here, because it is a kids show, but I think it's a kids show worth watching, even for an adult living without children. I think it's worth watching.
Oh yeah.
This is 10 episodes. Okay, that was more than I thought, but 10 episodes. All right, they should be on there by the time you go to bed, I'm assuming, because they're really popular right now. But yeah, like I said, it just, one of them, just remember one of the episodes, I was expecting something really lame, because it was like, oh, they caught this one guy that was being bad and trying to trick people and all that. And yeah, well, actually, and I was like, oh, they're just going to punish him or kick him out of town or something, childlike for that. No, they ripped him into pieces and they cooked him and fed him to some. I was like, wow, that's, it's cool. I did not expect it to actually do it.
Like I was watching.
The kids were cheering. The kids in the show were cheering it too. I'm sorry. That's what I just thought was the most fantastic part.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what these towns do.
I heard the guards there got their hands full.
So it's
Is
like
that
how
why
I
you came to
say,
pick up the supplies?
we should go back to certain medieval punishments for certain individuals.
Draconian punishments, you mean?
Yeah,
That is
unleashing
also a
hungry
concern.
dogs.
Yeah, that is also a concern. But yeah, we are in a bit of a.
Browse my wares?
We're in a. I don't know. That's a tough one. But
Because
there.
like
Yeah.
I was gonna say because like I was watching the documentary about Cannibal Island for was it from like 1925 to or was it 1945 is when the Russians were deporting the undesirables
Sure.
and why it got so bad, but you were mixing like the police had a quota to arrest so many people and send them to these because they needed forced labor and all that crap.
Sure.
But and if you didn't have your ID, and so like you were mixing
out for the grave
actual
robbers.
citizens with criminals, and like they were trying to play the whole cannibalism part. They were trying to play it off as like, well, they were already cannibals to start with.
Those toxic claw robbers have increased in numbers.
But it just really came down to the horrible conditions.
Yeah.
But then there was it the Ghouls of New York, which happened less than 11 years ago, or anywhere between 5 and 11 years ago, where the body snatchers and everything else, where people were buying what was it, morgues and funeral homes. But then these bone and tissue companies were forging donor certificates in New York. And so some people were actually like trying to get bone tissue and tendons and everything else from them. That they got this letter in the mail from these like one of 4 pharmaceutical companies saying that they may have gotten tainted tissue because they weren't even testing right. And the people that were also selling the bones, tissue, and everything else were actually using good blood to bypass the testing. So, like, some people were ending up with syphilis and everything else, or like a form of cancer without even, because they had this medical procedure.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's I'm like, sometimes I kind of wish we had these harsher punishments.
Yeah, the harsh punishments in general
I've got a feeling.
are a deterrent to the majority. Not the minority, of course, but the majority. Like, if all harsh punishments were to stop
Grave robbers. Might even
crime,
destroy
then,
the tribe.
like, Texas would never have a murder again, right?
Right.
Don't want to teleport to the other one.
Which, yeah, it does bring up a point, because the main guy has like 3 million sitting in the bank
Got
for
a
his family.
feeling something is hidden around
Yeah,
here
and
somewhere.
the people that were actually taking the tissue and removing the bones and everything else were getting paid 6 figures a year.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, we disgraced your family. I'm like, yeah, okay, keep with the pity party.
All these people are in prison now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like,
Just
but your
checking.
family's
Supplies
fine.
may not
They
be
may
enough.
think you're horrible
I
human
just
being.
finished studying
but
the
the
grave
fuck,
robbers.
right.
You are. Yeah.
What the fuck? How the fuck did she get there?
Identity skill embodies the characteristics of your class. Enables powerful attack for some classes and provides help throughout the battles for others. Usually use it when... Okay, yeah, alright. I already have it. Please destroy their tents and collect any food you find. That's my kind of mission.
Grave robbers. Might even destroy
Those
My sword is so
toxic
big
claw
that it
robbers
sticks through the ground.
have increased in numbers.
That does need to be fixed, I think. I never liked that in games. Scale it, man. Scale it.
Well, and I mean, they're always like, well, but the reach. I'm like, well, you can do that with like a wind movement.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Hey there, big fella.
Hugo, find the tablet at all costs. Fail this, and we're all dead men. Take everyone to Log Hill and search. If you find the tablet, stash it in the hideout.
Yeah, you're quite dead, dude. But bring it. Sword is so big. Yeah, like I said, man, this is something I just wanted to try out for the beta.
According to this note, the ones
I
who
don't
are
know.
looking for the tablet will have a meeting at their hideout.
It might be pretty fun with friends. I think you can co-op all these missions. I'm obviously skipping through a lot of the dialogue, but it's because I get the gist of it here. We're,
Those grave robbers.
you know, we're going out
Destroy the tripod.
killing out grave robbers and bandits and stuff right now. That's the gist of what I'm doing. I don't think it needs too much explaining, right? It reminds me of Fable in that way. It's like, hey, go fight the bandits. Okay.
But too bad you can't have the title Chicken Chaser.
I don't know that I can't. I'll have to find out. Oh, it even made the little sound there for the loot drop. So, wonder where they got that idea from.
They were skipping for a little bit.
Was it? Oh, yeah, I see that. Oh, man. My bit rates went to the floor. Let's see if it recovers.
I blame Valorant.
Fucking Valorant, dude, every time. I don't know. That's a weird one. Let me try to restart OBS really quick. Whoa, it just jumped back up to 9,000, 8,000. Let's see if it stabilizes. Looks like it's stable right now. Seemed to stabilize. But why it happened, I don't know. Cox.
Valorant.
It's Valorant. No, yeah, those are the Chinese checking up on us. That's all it was. Let's trying out this Berserker class. I don't know that you can change it later. I don't think you can. I have a lot of character slots though. I think it's like 6.
Not bad.
Yeah. I was thinking I wanted to try that Shadow Hunter because it really reminded me of the Illidan Twin Blades from Burning Crusade, and I never got a chance to get those.
Constructs, I'd smash them to bits.
I never got a chance to even play a Demon Hunter.
I wonder if they know what.
Yeah, I didn't play a Demon Hunter either. I mean, I did in Diablo, but they used crossbows in that. I wasn't a big fan.
This is where Owen saw the grave robbers.
Whoa! Here's the Elder Ring? What do you mean, here's the Elder Ring? Oh, you can't post links in the YouTube chat if you're trying to post a link, Gab. I have that blocked. If you want to send me a link on Discord, I'll check it out later. White horse, black horse, brown horse. White horse. Skill has been added. Where? What? I don't know how to do it. Oh, no worries, Gab. Yeah, I just set it to block, just so you know how people can be on the internet. Let's see, I might have to look at the keybinds real quick, like. I was saying Alt V at list of mounts using Alt V. Can I just do that? Oh yeah, there we go. LBRB, what is that then? LBRBB is what I set it to, I guess. That works for me. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll check that a little later. I saw some articles about it. I just didn't read them. I wasn't really sure what it was. I mean, a game, of course, but, you know. Yeah, so pretty. Choose one. I'll take them all. Yeah, a horse. A horse, of course. These games are always weird to me, though, Dad, because, like, Diablo's one of these. And so is Dungeons, where you can't change your camera angle. And I always want to. I get why you can't, but I always feel like I should. Am I alone in that?
No, there's times where I scroll in and I'm like, dang it.
Yeah. I get that it's intentional. I think I'm just so used to so many 3D games. They pretty much start you off at level 10. I think because it's the beta and like the prologue, I start off at level 10 with some gear. But I've only gained one level this whole time. I'm almost to my second level, but. It does run really smooth. I've been pegged at 144 the whole time. I don't know if I have VSync on by default or not. Well, buttholes. Chop them in half. Now I can't destroy everything for loot, which to me seems strange. This feels like a game that you could do that in. There's a level. Alright, I leveled my ether, my account level. Whatever the heck I do with that, I'll look at that in a bit, I guess.
All of this over church crap. The boss will have our heads if we don't find this tablet.
They're all over the site.
Better be worth it.
I heard the Coast Valley gang thinks they found it.
Better not. I want that reward.
I want the reward.
What's that?
What's that? It's a guy with a
Like
7-foot sword
eavesdropping rat.
trying to hide.
You ain't leaving here alive.
Camouflage me.
Right. Yeah, I finally got to use my special the way I'm supposed to.
He found the ruins in Kolsch Forest, where the tablet is hidden. I ordered my people to pull out the tablet. You keep an eye out for the guards from the hideout. Once this is done, that guy will leave us alone.
Oh, I'm on my level 2 thing right now. My preset number 2? I didn't even notice. Alright, let's do this one. Sure, why not? Okay, I don't know what I can do with my account level 2 though. Unless this is some kind of like rewards things. What do you mean what's happening to me? You talking about my berserker mode? A special bar takes forever to fill up, it feels like. In the prologue, I fought 3 different little bosses, and each time it said, use your berserker or whatever. It's like, it's not full. Yeah, it's the ultimate. It was pretty cool. Long hill, alright. Jump. Yeah, but then you get exhaustion after you use your ultimate too, so. Giddy up. Whistle, whistle. I'll bring it. What you talking about, yeah? What's so funny over there, dude? You on Facebook again?
Sorry. The leader of the Islamic Front military uses a Hello Kitty notebook.
I believe it.
Fans everywhere.
Leave to the max.
Yeah.
Election coming up. Yeah, your guy out there is pretty controversial. You talking about presidential election over there for you? I remember when he got in power. A lot of people, some people really liked him because he was so hard on crime, but he also was like super.
Those toxic
Like I'm all for
robbers.
conservatives and all. That's fine, but he was super
The leader of the
conservative.
grave robbers wrote, "We've located the
The
object
Philippines
in
for the
Coast
last few
Valley."
years were also fighting ISIS.
Locally, yeah.
Those grave robbers
Don't
might
let
even
your
destroy the
guard down.
Trifort.
But I think Manny Pacquiao is also running for president, isn't he?
No, he's. If Manny, well, okay, he might be, but if Manny Pacquiao's running for president, there is no race for president. They're just gonna make him president.
Right.
I don't know anybody out there that doesn't love Manny Pacquiao.
Well, I mean, he's actually done a lot of good out there too.
He has, but also he's like the only big pro MMA fighter from the Philippines.
Boxer.
He fights everything, though. He's not just a boxer.
Yeah, so September 19th, 2021. Said Saturday he would run for president.
Did he really?
Yeah, in 2022.
Well, what's the point? And anybody else running then?
Right?
That's your man.
Are you saying the grave robbers are looking
That's
for
all
a
you
piece
need.
of the
That's
tablet
it.
in Pride
You're
Home
fine. You guys are
Cathedral?
set. You know what? You tell me it's getting chaotic out there. How about every time there's a debate and somebody says something crazy, Manny's like, all right, let's settle this. Take it to the ring. Every time. So you take me in the ring, then you're right. Everything's a trial by combat. I think that needs to come back, honestly.
Yeah, let's bring duels back.
Well, see, actually, I was talking to Heather about this because she's a big fan of Hamilton, right? She likes the musical, and I've watched it a couple times with her. I never liked the gun duels. I think gun duels are stupid. But I like hand-to-hand duels, like swords or sticks or fists, whatever. I think those are fine. But I never liked the gun duel. The pistol duel I always thought was stupid because, like, really, it's just whoever pulls the trigger first.
Well, I believe gun duels were actually a lot further distance than what they used to be,
Well,
and the pistols used were actually crap accuracy.
They were. So 20 paces is roughly, let's say, 40, because they're going opposite directions, 40 to 60 feet. It's not an easy shot with a pistol, especially with those ones. But with the medicine of the time,
Where's that coming from?
you get shot pretty much anywhere, you're probably gonna die. Especially since it was all lead then. All of it.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying that I didn't like those as much in concept. Not that I've had to do any of them to the death, of course, but you're positive Manny's not gonna win? Oh man, then riding in the streets, you better hunker down.
Are you saying your elections are rigged, sir?
Hey, most secure, safe, and free election. That is the only thing you're allowed to say. There is no room for interpretation.
Speaking of duels, though, Abe Lincoln actually did the whole saber duels and everything else too.
But of George Washington.
Yeah.
He carried a dueling sword. He's famous for carrying his sword even in Congress.
Yeah. The good old days.
I know.
Now you can't even carry a sidearm in federal places.
I can't even keep it in my car. Another candidate who's a woman, and a lot of people are campaigning for that candidate. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you right now. Pacquiao's the guy. Go to Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, yep.
Not that you're old enough to vote, Gab.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, what was it? I shared on Facebook about Trump's daughter and what's her nuts.
I don't know. I actually voted for a woman here. Not that it matters.
Oh yeah, no, I've done it quite a few times too. But,
yeah, but you know the progressives in this country voted for an old. They voted for an old white guy that had a bunch of Klan ties, but you know that's cool.
Right.
That's cool. He had Klan buddies from back in the day.
Oh,
but no. Yeah, no, it's cool, man. Don't worry. That is the choice of freedom and inclusivity and everything, not the Jewish female. Absolutely.
What was it?
The people spoke. And you know what? Screw it, man. Send Manny Pacquiao here. Forge his birth certificate. We'll vote for him. Just saying.
Yeah, Candace Owens and
That ticket
Trump,
wouldn't
Trump's
work.
daughter.
That
Yeah,
ticket
no,
would
it
never
wouldn't.
work.
But I was like, yeah, let's do this, and so this, you know, because calling out the hypocrisy. Because I mean, look at what happened in Virginia. They're still calling race,
Well,
and I'm like, it's you know the lady is from Jamaica. She served in the Marine Corps,
I remember. I remember.
and she won. But it's like, oh, racism is big. Okay.
I remember. All right, Gab.
Whatever.
Have fun with your lunch.
Enjoy. Eat some for me.
I know. Even the Rittenhouse thing, man. They came out and immediately the news said he was a white supremacist. Like, he shot a white guy. But,
Right.
like, what do you want me to do with that information that you're giving me? Like, I don't know what to do for you there. But hey, whatever. So this is interesting. Each skill set you have. So let's say, you know, I choose different points on this tree than on the other tree. It directly correlates to what these skills are going to be and to be upgraded as well. Or no, not even. It's each one. Holy cow, there's a lot. Never mind, I take it back. There is a lot of different points to go through here in a good way. So each one of these gets upgraded and has 3 tiers. And then also has upgrade paths on top of it. And then there's skill rune unlocks. Crazy daisies, man. So you have to get these tiers. You get to pick one item from each of these tiers. You see what I'm saying? Like it starts glowing. So I thought it was really cool. I think it's a really interesting way to do this.
It's pretty awesome.
Like this one, downward strike knocks down more foes. I got a new attack. There. This is called Power Break. Left trigger B. Let's test it out on somebody just a minute here.
Useless porters.
No, I don't actually doubt Gab that
Coast Forest.
heck yeah, I'll be doing well right now in the running, but he should.
I just heard what you said again.
What?
Yeah, Gab, I don't have a doubt, but you should. Vote for Pacquiao.
He already left, man.
I know, but because listen to this tree.
Oh.
I'm weird like that. I like to have I listen to it like very low volume, just to make sure everything is running right.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's helpful. That's fine.
Splatter.
I do like that. The only thing I would do is add a more gore mode.
Right.
If that was an option, I would turn that on. As I say that, let me double check this. Not an option. Set like gore level to the highest or something.
Right.
Yeah, I don't see anything. But I also don't see a place to turn it off either, so that's cool. Controls and display.
It's
Here we go.
Amazon.
Yeah. Go damage. I can turn. Because I can turn some of these things off if I wanted. I just don't really feel like it yet. Item settings, enable lock enchantments. Yeah. So, I mean, this is an MMO.
Yeah, because there's also other people running around.
Yeah, and when I went to a main town and there's a bunch of people and stuff, like a regular MMO. But
Like
it's...
Albion.
Kinda. That's a, oh, that's an interesting one. Albion was a click one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm not clicking because I'm using a controller, but just like Dungeons, if you use mouse and keyboard, you gotta click around. I just prefer a controller for Dungeons, that's all. Because it's an Xbox game, you know. Interesting. I've not seen any crafting yet, so I don't know if that's much of a thing.
I was waiting for you to bring that up because I was like,
Albion is an extreme that I'm not interested in. This kind of questing really reminds me of Fable. You're back already?
no, Andy's whack. So that's how I saw it. Whack. Sorry, I saw
You're whack.
I am whack.
It wasn't a W, it's a V. You're thinking in German right now.
Yeah. Doesn't help that I'm listening to J-metal. Listening to 3 different things at once.
Fight for me. Do my bidding.
Adventurer, are you okay?
Oh wow.
Robbers are after the tablet piece? What do they want it for?
Splatter. It really does remind me of Fable in some ways.
You're too late.
Not the character or anything, but like some of the things here.
Never get it from our
Demon. Oh, Fable 4. They've got stuff coming out for it, and they say I only read an article on it. It said it's not going to be quite like the older ones, but I'm very interested. It looks good from the screenshots. Fable 2 and 3 kind of fell flat compared to Fable 1, so...
I want to know how many people from like Lionshead are actually involved with it.
I'd be interested to find out. Well, Fable 2 and 3 were not well regarded in the community. I liked 3, but also I would actually argue that 3 was way too easy.
I could not get into it. I played 1 and 2, but 3 it just kind of fell off to the wayside.
I got so many achievements in that game. Like, I even went for all the gargoyles, dude. I liked it a lot, but it was way too easy, and the reason I say that is because there was, like, no real death penalty. Like, you just drop some experience or something. And there was so many checkpoints that there wasn't really any reason to make sure you don't die. You get what I mean? Like, it just... And you come back in the exact same spot and all that. In the same fight. You could die 10 times in a fight, and there wasn't... Like, I think you would just, like, lose like, multipliers and stuff like that, but there wasn't, like, an actual, like, oh no, crap, I'm gonna die. Like, it's not a game with continues. It's not a... In the first one, you got scars, and you woke up in jail, and you actually aged a lot, too. Which, not that they had marriage in that game, but would change your chances a lot for marriage and stuff in the second one. Oh, I accidentally did it again. I'm gonna have to change that binding. You're right. Burn them down. But, yeah, so that, you know, in Fable 1, it was actually a huge pain in the balls whenever you got knocked out. Because you had the scars, you aged a bunch, and you had to break out of jail every time and get your gear back. So you just did not want to die in Fable 1. Like, you could always recover from it. It was never a game-ending thing, but you're like, oh, crap, I gotta do all this stuff now. So, yeah, Fable 3, I really didn't care if I died. And then you could dual wield your weapons, in a sense, where you'd hit, like, X or whatever to use your melee weapon, and then you could switch to your pistol or rifle at any time, and it was auto-aim for mid-combat. You could just do tap firing and just really, really wreck people. So it just felt easy. And not that I want the game to be too hard. Huh?
Like the last few Mario games where you would sit there and like if you died so many times they just give you like a permanent star.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's harsh. I know that like the continues are not nearly as detrimental in the newer ones. Like they're really fun to play, but it's really not that big of a deal if you have to use a continue. I think you just go back to the beginning of that world instead, but the continues are unlimited. Unlike all the older ones.
I gotta figure out which one it was.
Wanna bet what? What are we betting? We betting on Pacquiao? I can't bet money with you. You're a minor. Like, I think legally I can. I think this
He
probably...
wants to bet if he's actually whack or not.
Oh. You whack. Drive away croc claws. I'm not driving them away. I'm slaughtering them. What's your definition over there? Psychopaths. Not money. I'm poor. I can't have a PC. See, I'm glad you said that, actually. Because, like, not that, you know, the poor part is funny. But, in general, not betting money that you don't have on the off chance that you might win something. And it wouldn't matter. Too many people do that.
Oh, yeah. It's horrible, especially around here.
Yeah. People always say, well, yeah, I'll take that bet, thinking they'll win. And if they end up losing, then they're indebted to somebody. Like, ugh. Like, if you didn't have the money up front, if you don't have the money for a bet at that time, don't make a bet. Yeah. A roll in Discord. God damn, he just wants a roll in Discord.
Well, he doesn't. He says a roll, so we can make a specific roll for it. I call it the Gab roll.
Right. Let's see here.
Because honestly, he deserves one. Because he's been our, I think, most avid follower.
Don't tell him he deserves one, because he's been asking me for one. He wants moderator and everything. See?
Oh, yeah. not mod, but I would just say give him his own specific name. And
yeah, we can figure something out. We can do that anyways. But yeah.
They give him the Gab roll. Okay? Play off his name.
If Pacquiao doesn't win, or, you know, if Pacquiao does win, then we'll make a Pacquiao roll for you. And that'll be your roll. It'll have special privileges.
I'll take it.
Yeah. If we're actually, I don't know. If whichever one, I'm betting he does win. Only because I want him to. Because how awesome would that be? I'm trying to. There we go. He says, yeah, sure. All right. I hope he does, man. If the alternative is something crappy, then the Philippines have been through a lot.
I would like to also see the government of Indonesia to give the middle finger to like Starbucks for their stranglehold on the Sumatra coffee.
On the what coffee?
Sumatra.
Never had it.
Oh, it's like if you do like a dark roast with a lot of caffeine, like I will buy that over like Black Rifles, like CAF.
I don't like
Coffee.
CAF.
Right. I'm not a big fan either, just because it feels like they're adding caffeine to it, where Sumatra is like a more natural feel.
Sure. But why is this such a big deal?
Well, because you can't buy that coffee outside of Starbucks. They like you can probably import from Indonesia to the United States and get cheaper.
Well, who sold the rights?
The government.
The Indonesian government?
Yeah.
Well, can they even afford to buy it back?
Maybe.
Because it's not like
Probably
Starbucks is
not.
going to give it up.
Right.
They
Or
would.
just
I bet
see-
they'd sell it back, but not.
Or just see Indonesia give them a middle finger, be like, nope, no more, sorry.
Well, they can't legally.
I know.
As cool as that, I agree with you that would be cool, but if they can't uphold their own contracts, then they're not a nation of laws, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically our government can't follow that either, but...
I agree. I agree. I hold even the lower population countries the same standard. If they want to play on the world stage, they need to do world stage stuff. Hey, see, look at Indonesia has the most debt. That's what Gab's saying, and I don't doubt it if they're selling coffee rights to Starbucks. See, I would argue that Venezuela has the most debt, but they don't borrow from anybody. They just let their citizens starve instead. It's much easier for them.
Okay. Well, I mean, especially for how much oil rights that they have.
Yeah.
But that's also why the government made their own individual money, and the government uses the dollar, but the people use their central dollar. But,
A little Chavez bucks.
well, honestly, things were not as bad as you would think until Chavez died.
Oh yeah, but he set the foundation for it to be terrible.
Oh yeah, oh, just like Stalin.
It was the
Lenin.
and Stalin, yeah. But even, I mean, Chavez was so bad that, I mean, he was going into businesses and saying, "You made a profit this month," and they would shut down a business. Our diesel's rising here as well. You know, I'll tell you, I don't know what the prices are there. I have to assume they're probably higher because you're an island nation, but over, huh?
Or is it pint?
They do liter. They do liter. But diesel here has always been more expensive than gasoline. It's never made sense to me. It's never been significantly more expensive, but more expensive enough that you do have to factor it into your pricing when you're like buying a car or something like that. Diesel is never popular here other than for like semi-truck transportation vehicles, big ones, not like passenger cars are not diesel out here pretty much ever. And so it's strange because when I did live in Germany, it was all around cheaper option to just drive a diesel. It was more common. Diesel itself was cheaper, and since it's more fuel efficient anyways, it was easier. $1 is 50 pesos, and it's about 47 now, but it'll rise again in a few days. 47 a liter. So we're talking 3.7, if I'm not mistaken, 3.7 liters to a gallon. So that's already over $4 a gallon.
I would question though, like through being an island nation, do you guys use like mopeds and motorcycles more than cars? I don't remember what
people do that. Yeah, people do that there, but that's still a situation of families or not too. Like, if you have children, the moped is not the option.
Feasible.
It's really not. Or if you have rain, because they get real rain. we get drizzles and we might get an occasional thunderstorm. They get real rain in the Philippines.
Or when a hurricane comes in through here and you have to actually train within it.
Yeah. It says cities, a lot of cars, but in provinces they have trikes and motorcycles and stuff. That makes sense. So in a smaller like town or village kind of thing, you would do it, but in the big city, you're gonna have a car. That's actually safer, anyways. Really. So I did this on hard. I forgot I had done this on hard, and I'm sitting here like, man, these guys are kind of kicking my butt. It's like, oh wait, duh, I selected hard because most of the game's been pretty easy so far. I wanted to see what a challenge would be like. Oh, I missed. Whoa. Poison collector. Get the fuck out of here. Rarely see a Lambo or Ferrari, but no Teslas. Well, the infrastructure's not there in the Philippines. That's why. Not yet. One day,
Alright.
maybe. Actually, on a small island, I would love to have an electric car.
Right. Well, I mean, it's funny because GM was suing California for their emissions, and how the government got them to back off on that was by sitting there telling GM to become 50% EV, and I'm like, that doesn't really help California because California doesn't like EVs.
They do, but their infrastructure doesn't.
Right, and
California
so
loves them a lot.
Well, yeah, but California hates it when people are trying to charge their cars.
Because their infrastructure sucks so much, because they use Southern California, Edison, and PG&E, and they're both so bad. No, I'm with you. Yeah, they screwed up.
Yeah, so I mean, California's gonna get hurting pretty bad here soon.
Yeah. I would,
especially if
I
they're
live,
saying that 50% of the vehicles in California should be EVs within the next like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, if everybody plugs theirs in at their house at night, good luck.
But that would also push, like in my mind, for like what Elon wanted was a decentralized power grid.
Yeah, I think it's just more of an argument for that, to have the vehicle-to-grid network spun up and authorized. The only issue that I have with the vehicle-to-grid network is it's pretty much, at this time, controlled by Tesla. It's only like one company doing it, right? And it's cool. I like it, but it's like, you know, you could very easily create a monopoly out of this.
Oh, all the more reason for Canada GM to. I had to. Sorry.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
I hate it when people are like, "Oh, well, my Chevy's American." No, it's not.
Have fun, dude. Yeah, most of them
Wash
are.
dishes.
Dude.
Wash them quickly.
Dude, Ram is owned by an Italian and a French company, and they are more American than those companies.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Nissan, Mazda, Toyota.
No, not Nissan, dude. Nissan's owned by a French company too.
Oh, I'm saying they're more American built.
Oh, sorta, yeah. Mazda doesn't do much in Mexico. Toyota and Mazda are sharing a plant now, which is cool.
Right, and Nissan is in Texas. All that. I'm saying like more American built than Chevy.
Yeah, and I remember when everybody got really, really mad at Toyota for joining when they were in NASCAR when they started, and it was just Toyota coming out and saying, "Hey, we make American cars."
Yeah, trucks.
And yeah, and the Camry and the Corolla were American. People got really, really mad, like, "Oh, the Japanese cars and this crap." I'm like, no, well, you look at it. The threshold is that a percentage of the vehicle has to be made in the United States for it to be considered eligible for stock car racing.
Well,
and,
like what's funny is because like the Equinox,
that car's
a few of my
trash.
friends are like, "Oh, well, you know, well, it is because it's a Chinese motor, and then Japanese transmission."
There was a lot of those because they were actually Isuzus. That was a lot of that too.
Yeah.
Chevy has a big stake in the Isuzu. So the Isuzu Rodeo was really big here. I can't remember which. GM was in a Isuzu Rodeo, but they had a lot of that. Maybe
Like,
Jimmy.
cause everyone's like, oh well, I have an American car, well, it's a Chevy, which is GM, so not really. And then they're like, well, what do you mean? Like, well, it's the car is most likely put together in Canada with Canadian steel, or in Mexico with Canadian steel. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, and your motor's Chinese and your transmission's Japanese. And they're like, well, what do you mean?
Yeah. See, when they build them in Canada, I don't mind.
Yeah. Well, and
there's good craftsmanship in Canada. Like, they do a good job in Canada. I just don't like when they do it in Mexico because they're doing it in Mexico just because it's cheap.
Right. And so I'm like, it's America's.
Yeah, it's not cheap to build in Canada.
No.
It's honest. It's probably more expensive to have your cars built in Canada than most places in the U.S. But they have trade deals and stuff. If you build them in Canada, then you can actually sell them in Canada without having to do certain things as well. And GM is a big brand in Canada. Like, it's just a big company in Canada because of that.
Well, the only reason why I know a lot of the parts, because if you try and look that up online, it doesn't really tell you. The only reason why I know like the motor's Chinese and transmission is Japanese is because my dad working at Napa.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like the Pontiac Vibe. It's a Toyota Matrix.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's like, well, the Vibe came first. I'm like, doesn't matter because the parts aren't GM. The Toyota. It's just a shell.
Well, then that was probably the best Chevy ever made.
Well, yeah, one of them. But
it's ugly
like,
as hell. Colin has one.
But
they
last forever. But
yeah.
Again, Toyota.
Yeah, I don't like the way they look, but that's not the reason a lot of people buy cars. It's a big reason why I buy cars, but I don't buy a car. I think it's ugly.
My last car was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I bought a 2-year-old car that is now Japanese badge.
Yeah, yours is 16. Oh, that one was built in Japan.
Well, the badge isn't, the emblem.
Can you prove it?
No, not yet. I've been looking. I've been trying to get my dad. I want to get all the parts and have my dad do a lookup because even though he doesn't work for Napa anymore, he still gets the discounts, everything else. He helps out every once in a while.
Well, my dad manages a shop here, right?
Yeah. I also need to get a battery before it gets too cold out.
Oh, if you really, yeah, okay.
Because that battery is OEM.
I thought we changed your battery.
No, we
I just jumped it. Yeah, but I think we just jumped your Mazda 6.
I thought I needed to jump, but the battery was fine. It was the fob battery that was.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, it actually feels very similar.
Yeah, it does.
You're like, the car won't start, but then you like push the fob with you push the start button with your fob, and you're like, oh, weird. So that's like, okay.
Fine.
Yeah, you're like, that means the battery's dead.
But that's actually a recommendation. Any car with a fob, it's recommended you put the fob to the start button because it won't drain your battery.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do that. I didn't get push to start to do that.
Exactly.
I got it to keep in my pocket.
Who follows the rules?
No, it's a dumb rule. It's not a rule. It's stupid. What do you think of this little dungeon I was in? Not too bad, huh?
It was pretty awesome.
So this is the key to discovering the secret of the Ark.
Well, I mean, it's on par to D2.
I'd say it's
cathedral.
Yeah, that's probably where they got a lot of the inspiration from.
I do like that the camera's further out than what it is on D2 Remastered.
Good point. I think they should add that in as a thing, but I'm still getting used to the combat in this, and like I said, I'm using a controller, so I'm kind of off.
I think the distance, though, the view distance is actually on par to Path of Exile.
I was thinking of Path of Exile when I was looking at the talent trees for this, because Diablo doesn't really have talent trees; it just has gear. Or Diablo 3 doesn't have much for talent trees. Yeah. Path of Exile I didn't really get into because it was over complicated for me, and I'm too much of a dirty casual.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would totally get into WoW Classic back before they tainted it, because of the whole max min.
Yeah, they tainted the hell out of it with all the paid boosts and everything.
Right.
Oh, that was my bad. Hey, my turn. I'd like to try this with a group, because this is one of them. This is an instance. A dungeon.
If they give you a key,
yeah. Well, I'll have to look. You can look it up now if you want. See how long the beta actually is. Whoops, that was my fault. I didn't aim. Like I wouldn't tell anybody to go out and buy this yet. I mean, maybe you, because I mean you can afford to go and buy it, but I wouldn't make a recommendation to buy this game yet, because I don't really. I'm level 12, like, and I started at level 10.
The first thing I saw was Lost Ark beta key, and the thing that pops up is Twitch wraps.
Oh, that's very likely. Yeah. Like I mentioned, I signed up a while ago and kind of forgot about it, and I did not even know it was gonna be the click kind of dungeon crawler. Dead serious. I thought I was walking around another MMO, and because it was pitched as an MMO, and then I was like, oh, it's not an MMO. And then I got to the city. I'm like, this is an MMO. What the hell's going on here? You know. So it is.
So many tablet hunters these days. You're
too late. I knew it.
I already gave it to the demons.
If the demon has the tablet piece, Prideholm is in danger. We must hurry back.
Well, you can hurry back. I'm gonna check out my gear and my skills, but you do what you gotta do, guy. Oh yeah. See this? Oh yeah. Grave Robber Dreary chess piece. Yes, please. Looks cool. Demon Killer's Greatsword. That just sounds awesome. So yes, thank you. I'll have to sell a bunch of stuff next time I'm in town. It says you can absolutely just keyboard this game. Like the keys for your abilities are like Q, W, E, R, A, S, D, F, Z, X, C kind of thing, you know. So it's meant to be keyboard as well. I know you'd probably play it that way since you played so much Diablo and everything. I just want to try it out to see if I didn't have to click walk, and I'm glad that they allow analog stick to work just fine.
Some detail on the guy's arm.
It's not bad, huh? Kind of hope they up the graphics a bit for like an ultra settings.
I'm kind of happy they killed the Lotor stuff, because I have a feeling a lot more money went into like New World and this game because they got rid of it.
I hope so.
I know people really want Lord of the Rings crap, but how much do they actually stick to it? Like me, because was it Shadow whatever?
Shadow of Mordor and
yeah, I've owned it on Steam.
I beat them both.
And barely played it. And
I actually.
It's on Game Pass.
Is it now? I almost 100%ed Shadow of Mordor, and not the second one because it was basically Ubisoft paywall breaking the world. The crap they did in that game was just ridiculous as far as paywall goes. Well, I shouldn't say I didn't technically beat the second one. I got to the point where like it takes about, unless you pay stuff, it takes another 40 or 50 hours to actually finish. So I just YouTubed the ending. Because there was nothing else for me in that game. And I'm dead serious. So you beat all the story, and then you're supposed to just like fight and keep going over and 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 over, leveling, just to get this cutscene that wasn't even great. The gameplay itself and the story during the game was fantastic. The second one is a leap ahead of the first one in so many good ways. But yes, you'll know when you get there. I got to that point in like the 30s, and you're supposed to get like level 50 before. It's crazy, but the second game was so good in my opinion. But I do agree that like that game had no real replayability other than it's just fun. I do know a lot of people that played the Lord of the Rings online game for years. So I don't know, maybe there is a big market, but I'm also kind of the old fuddy-duddy that thinks maybe we have too many games right now.
Well, like,
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Stay
don't know,
inside
like,
the
I
cathedral.
love Lord of the Rings. I like a lot of fantasy-based stuff, but I just, for whatever reason, I'd always found myself going elsewhere.
I've never seen a Lord of the Rings game that really grabs me, yeah, because I consider Shadow of Mordor and, God, whatever the second one was called. I consider those Assassin's Creed with Lord of the Rings skins. I really do. Like even the controls are Assassin's Creed / Arkham Asylum, or the Batman ones. The control scheme's the same, the physics are the same, I think the engine is the same. And all three of those games are really heavy based on your stealth combat. Like the best way to win in the Shadow games or the Mordor games is to be really stealthy and pick off like whole towns and stuff with the enemies and everything, which I really enjoy. But I mean, that's not much different than most of Assassin's Creed either, right? Especially like an Odyssey. It plays a lot like Odyssey, combat-wise, and yeah, it's fine. I like them a lot. They're really good. But I hardly consider them actual Lord of the Rings games too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's also, I lost a lot of interest in Assassin's Creed after 2.
I agree.
I have Odyssey. I really want to continue playing that, and then also Valhalla.
Yeah, I haven't even started Valhalla because I never finished Odyssey.
Coworker of mine, she's like, you would love Valhalla, especially if you like the first few seasons of
Vikings. Yeah.
Vikings, because like I always told her, I'm like, yeah, you know, first few seasons were amazing because History Channel was more involved.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, it's a, you know, like the whole Norse way of life, and then going on to the Vikings, and she, you know, like, so I had to tell her about like the difference between Viking being a verb and mainstream idea.
So,
but yeah, that's why she's like, you would love it.
What I'll say about the Assassin's Creed game is this: is that the stories have gotten so good. Like Odyssey is such a good story, at least, you know, so many good historical things in the game. That's what brings me to it. The gameplay is kind of fun. However, they are Ubisoft games, so there is super duper grind fests involved, and lots of ways to take your money to actually do the game that they want you to do it. This is true for every Ubisoft game, it feels like. So those kinds of mechanics being in the game, kind of forcing you to play for hours and hours just to do the simplest kind of leveling stuff and gear stuff, is what most people don't like about the newer Assassin's Creeds, and I can't disagree with them. Like, I don't spend a penny in Odyssey. Actually, I think you bought Odyssey for me, so I don't spend a penny in the game. If I do play it, I really enjoy it, but I'm not buying into all the other stuff, and I do miss out on a lot of things because of it. But I don't know. I'm just saying the stories seem very good. Most of the fighting mechanics seem fun, but a lot of the gameplay mechanics, as far as the system goes, are broken as hell just because they're Ubisoft games. It's an EA quandary again, right? You load up an EA game and you're like, all right, how are you gonna try and steal my money today?
Yeah. Ubisoft.
I'm not saying that to deter you from playing it, because it does look like a lot of fun.
What does the
I'm
tablet
definitely
say?
waiting for discounts, but
Make me ask
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, the games always go
also,
down super cheap.
Nothing to say
like,
to a
cause
demon.
Oxhorn, yeah, I'm a big fan of his. He did Odyssey. I watched some of his, and then Poke.
Just watch.
She did a lot of Odyssey, but she hasn't streamed in like a month, so.
More victims.
I think she's taking a break from Twitch,
Yeah.
which I understand. She's focusing more on YouTube again, and I support that 100%.
Yeah. I think I might try Odyssey again on some of the days where nobody else is playing with me. Now that I have this graphics card, it was kind of hard to stream it on my 1080 Ti. Only because I refuse to turn on the graphics. And the engine for Assassin's Creed is, at least for Odyssey, is the same one that was on the one on Origins, which was the same one that was the one before that. You know what I'm saying?
You are a delay.
It's a Call of Duty problem, where like it's not very resource, or it's too resource intensive to actually utilize what the equipment you have.
We'll meet again.
It would like use up all my freaking cores, man. And that's how Chernobyl was made, just for like that little power blast there.
Chernobyl was made from using too many cores?
Well, yes. Yes, actually.
Amen. You use that power again.
I know, but I had no choice.
Good to see you,
The more
Chernobyl.
you use it, the further you will be consumed by its
Darkness.
I won't use it again.
Liar.
About what you saw back there. I am a Delane, born of a human and a demon.
Human and a demon.
But that's not important right now.
Which one was which?
Tablet.
It is safe, as are its secrets, thanks to you.
Join the dark side. You have to
Now
say dark.
complete describes the secret location of the fabled Ark of
Right,
King
Dad?
Lutera.
Dark. You have to say dark side.
Yeah, dark
The
side.
darkness. It's not dark.
No, the power of the dark side of the Force.
It's never dark.
Stay in this
It's
village for a
dark.
couple of days.
Yeah, because they're all
I'll
English.
share what I learned from the tablet when the situation here becomes more stable.
Well, I mean,
Why is it-
as much as I support the Empire, I'm not all for their all alien race views. It's,
Empire's
what is
chill.
it? Huh?
Chernobyl
they
says
can be
Empire's
pretty
chill. No, they don't. What?
Good morning. I hope
They've
you
never
slept
been
well.
chill.
Well, the Empire is funny because like obviously I'm watching Bad Batch. They go to an enlistment group because they can't afford the clones. But if they would have just kept paying for the clones, it would have been way different situation.
No, they've never been chill because
They're Sith.
no, it's not. It's not just that, but it's the Empire in general. The argument that the Empire usually made was we made life better for everybody. So I don't know what your problem is, but the issue has always been you made life better for everybody as long as they were exactly like you, and they did exactly what you wanted in the way that you liked. That was always the problem with the Empire.
Fuck, Siege's window still.
She said she's been waiting for me. Ancient gold coin. Anything rebellion is fake news.
The repairs are
Well, like was it in the Rogue Squadron books? They the Empire, because they lost Coruscant. They
We must pray
what
even
was
more
it?
in times like
No, they try and introduce a virus into the water stream, similar to what the what was it? The fuck, what are they called? the Separatists tried doing with to the clones, but they were doing it to a vast, like 90% of the alien races within the Star Wars universe, to try and kill them off and make it Y, and then they were but it was through the water stream and then infecting the Bacta tanks. So the healing medicine was infected. All to get back at the Republic and the alien races.
Jeez.
Yeah, it became a massive thing. So like then was it after the assault on Coruscant that the Rogue Squadron helped infiltrate and take care of? It became the Bacta Wars.
So, got any news?
And that's why you don't really see it in like the prequels, because it technically killed the entire industry. So it became a very rare resource.
Yeah. I don't know. It's starting to.
But that's the books, and it's technically canon, which hopefully they do make a Rogue Squadron series, because it'd be awesome to see like Spec Ops and massive space combat.
I was just surprised they made Rogue Squadron movie, honestly.
That would be cool, or like
They already
make like
did.
multiple movies.
Yeah.
Well, that was Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah, but I'm surprised they even made that one.
Well, it had to. It connected the prequels to the sequel, or to the sequels.
Jesus Christ, you see this? And she even said, after picking up all of it, come back to me. I just want a bunny. Trying to get my bunny. Can you ask my sister on my behalf? Okay, this lady's name is Blueberry and her sister's name is Redberry. Are we really doing this? Yup, we're really doing this. Do you really not know? You can just adopt the hottest pets from the store these days. Yeah, okay. Adopt from the store. What pets do you use? I don't care about explaining about the pet. Just give me a pet. Chernobyl says one thing he likes about the Solo movie is they actually made a difference between Stormtrooper and Imperial Trooper. Yeah, I was surprised about that. I actually enjoyed the Solo movie. A lot of people talk crap about it. I thought it was pretty fun.
I agree, and I was really pissed because they're like, oh, due to poor performance, we're not going to see the rest of Darth Maul and everything else. Which I guess now is going to be a 3D animated cartoon, but I don't think it's going to be the same.
I think a cartoon would actually do better, personally.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to go into the certain detail that would have been nice as a live action from like movie aspect.
Sure.
Because because if you watch if you ever get around to it, the 3D animated series of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it actually starts. That's where you find out that Darth Maul is still alive.
Yeah.
He's a mental wreck, and so they actually have his brother come in and save him, and so on.
Alt plus LB plus start? What? I think that's a bug. It's trying to figure out, since I'm using controller and keyboard mouse, it's trying to figure out what I do here. Control plus right click on a pet opens this menu. I just hit Alt P? Okay.
I can't believe these demons are here. May the gods have mercy.
I can't afford to do all this stuff with my bunny. White Bunny. What are we naming White Bunny? Name the White Bunny, people. He doesn't like. He says I hate the rest of the Han Solo movie. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't really like the choice of character, choice of actor, but it was also like, you know, that's a story I was pretty interested in overall.
God, somebody kill him. I was so frustrated.
I'm so tired. What are we naming the bunny, Chuck?
Let's see. So the bunny, you actually get to name a bunny. What was the name of the bunny in Monty Python's Search for the Holy Grail?
Didn't have a name. I don't think it had an official name. Oh, I can always look.
The Killer Rabbit of Karenborg. So, or
Rabbit of, it's Cairnbanog, or Cairnbanog.
Yeah, there you go. You can call it.
Let's see how many it's the only characters I get. I'll just name it
That'd be 10.
Yeah, I'll just do the name. There you go. Down. Funny thing I've been doing with a friend is when we've been redesigning the First Order and New Republic. If you take out like some of the very obvious and specific Star Wars references, you might come up and like be seen as some kind of extremist, by the way. Like if you take out just certain verbiage that relates it directly to Star Wars. I know this is a lot.
I killed myself.
What jar? Oh, this jar. This again? I'll do this again. Alright, bunny, you do it. Whoa, the bunny is grabbing everything. Look at that. Kick butt. Cool.
I hear there's an epidemic at Ankuma Mountain.
Yes, I get it. I have to use the currency stuff in the game to upgrade pets to make them do cool stuff. Good job. Thanks, guys.
The adventurer who saved Pride Home.
Still in the first town. You want to see this map here, Dad? Look at this. I have not left this chunk.
How do you like Pride Home, adventurer?
All night. So that's telling, and the size of the game should be pretty decent.
Yeah.
How do you like Pride Home?
Now I pretty much finished this chunk. Well, no. Well, I've only done Log Hill. I haven't gotten to these two other zones that are here. The Rethramis border and Kumo Mountain. I've only done Log Hill. I've only finished one zone tonight. One sub-zone. Or something. You know. One thing you...
Lovely weather we're having today.
Question.
Repairs were completed
I
sooner
have
than
an
we
answer.
expected.
It might not be the right one.
Tribulations and
Have you played with the HyperX Alloy Origin 60 yet?
Isn't that a 60% keyboard?
Yeah.
No. Why the hell would I get a 60% keyboard? I want function keys.
It says here that in order to find
the HyperX Alloy Origins full size is the one that I did have and Heather is using right now. I did like it a lot. Really, the only reason I switched off of it is because I wanted to go back to a TKL. I do like TKL.
However,
so the Alloy Origins Core, I think it's called, is the TKL version. I do recommend it if you're looking at that.
I will pray for your safe
if you don't need a
passage in
number
this
pad.
arduous journey.
The
So I was
only
thinking, 'cause, like, it looked funny because I was like,
The
that looks
Lord of all
awesome.
gods
But then I was like, I
watch
feel like
over
I'm missing something,
And
so
you
that's
as
why
well.
I asked,
Come
because I
for
figured
it.
you probably knew
Mm-hmm.
you and your peripheral stuff.
Yeah. One thing we did is most of the First Order fleets is that they don't have all new badass cool ships, but old Imperial second class Star Destroyers. Hold on a second. Yes? You owe me. Dirty things. Actually, I kind of felt the same way on that. I felt that way in the movies too, because I'm like, if this is, you know, the Republic kind of came out of like hiding, right? After the rebuild. How do they have all the newest, fanciest things ever? You'd think that they'd be trying to run a lot of stuff like Old Republic stuff, and that I was really surprised. Like, unless they're going full on Nazi Germany, like hiding the production of everything. Which I guess, you know, is a comparison they do like to use a lot.
If
But
your destination is Udia, it will be a long journey across the borders.
What?
stuff. No, I was saying that he mentioned in his version with the First Order that they wouldn't have the newest and greatest of the stuff. They'd have older Imperial 2 class Star Destroyers and other old ships, which I figure would make actually the most sense to me, since they come out of like just after like a resurgence of the Empire, where they've been dead, quote, for so many years that I wouldn't expect them to have the newest and greatest technology, right? So if you're are you looking at TKL? Okay, so what I do like about this TKL that I do have now, it's a SteelSeries 1. I'm not necessarily sold on it. It's a loud red keyboard, so you may want something different. What I do recommend is to find a TKL with media control on it. Helps a lot during streaming when I'm pausing music and skipping music and things like that. And just having a volume knob in general. And then also, unless you feel like buying your own keycaps, make sure they come with PBT keycaps on any TKL or any board in general. I cannot go back to ABS keycaps. Now, like that HyperX one I had that Heather's using, like I said, I did really like that keyboard still. In some ways, I like it more than the SteelSeries. Just the keys themselves are the switches are very good. It's HyperX's own switches, but the keycaps were ABS and they felt crappy, like a cheap keyboard does, right? Like there's no texture to the keycaps or anything. You can tell they're cheaply made keycaps. So then I had to immediately spend $30 on keycaps. So that when you're thinking of the price, if you plan on going to at least just PBT, double shot PBT keycaps of some kind, you might be adding $20, $30 on top of that price if the keyboard comes with cheap keycaps anyways. So if you find a better keyboard that's $30 to $40 more than the one you were looking at, you might be breaking even, if that makes sense at all. Or it doesn't. I don't know. I'm talking to myself. I don't know.
Watch out for the grave robbers.
That's what I was thinking exactly, though, Chernobyl. Like, if they're in hiding, they wouldn't have...
Toxic claw robbers.
I mean, they had some of it in Mandalorian. They were showing, like, these facilities that were underground that they were building new cool stuff out of, so... I don't know.
Well, I mean, like the Mandalorian is between the New Republic and the First Order.
Yeah.
But I mean, they kind of hinted at the ships that Palpatine had, but that's also the lost ships. The Katana fleet. Like, a lot of people speculate, like, oh, that was just recently built. No, that's the Katana fleet. They did use the wrong model. But the Katana, yeah, they used the old Imperial Star Destroyers. It should have been the Republic, per my understanding. these ships were launched because they were designed to be integrated with each other. So like a neural net. They would react based off of certain things, not so much off of human activity. And before the fall of the Republic, they sent these ships off because they realized that they were too dangerous in the new Imperial hands. They were technically discovered, but I forgot what happened to them and if they were returned or not. So what could have happened is that they were maybe reskinned, but used the same. They were updated.
Sure.
But used with the same system. But once Rey gets rid of the whole Sith idea, and like, because Palpatine's entire plan was to make the old Sith Empire legit again, because people still think that the one master, one apprentice for the Sith was the rules, but as we know through the games and the actual canon lore, is that it never worked that way. That they needed to be another faction. So going back to like the old Republic, where when the Sith was actually a race.
I don't know. That's you in Chernobyl. I don't really know what's going on there.
Well, yeah, no, it's but Reaper also wasn't too far off when they were sitting there trying to erase the history of the last three movies. It isn't because of how bad they were. It's because of it was more about the Skywalkers and the rebellion. It wasn't really so much anything else. I think if you watch it in the right order, it's all about C-3PO as well. And
I love that joke. Yeah, it's actually just the story of C-3PO's travels.
Yeah, him getting shit on only to be loved at the end after doing the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I kind of equate the whole 3 trilogies to be the Skywalker trilogy, the Skywalker stories.
Yeah.
And I think that causes an issue because, myself, I don't read the books. So, as a movie fan, I come to the automatic assumption that Star Wars is about the Skywalkers. Right? And because that's exactly what the movies have done. Now, I know that there's more of an expanded universe, and it's not all about the Skywalkers. I understand that. For somebody who has just watched the movies at face value and nothing else, especially just the main movies, not the side ones, you would just assume that Star Wars is the story of the Skywalker clan, right? Is this the same?
Yeah, no, I will agree with that. Like, cause like, if you watch it like 1 through 6, you think Anakin's just a little, giant tit baby. But
sure,
if you watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, you realize that he's just the fallen hero, which is what George Lucas intended because he was making an Odyssey.
Yes.
And the 3 movies that came after George Lucas sold it all off is just shit. I mean, I enjoyed them to an extent. I enjoyed the story that they were producing.
I did. I enjoyed them separate from the other ones. Does that make sense?
Whoa.
I enjoyed them as their own movies, not as fully canon, fully... Yeah. Chernobyl's talking about ship types and everything. Such a nerd, Chernobyl. Oh my god. It's a good thing. I'm just messing. Oh, I have a lot of points to go through here still. Push immunity, remain on the preparatory stance for an additional half second to increase outgoing damage. Okay, sure. Make it a little bit slower, but increase damage by a lot. Hey, yo, horsies. I got a new ability again. Whoa, okay. Oh, hey, press skill buttons at the right time to make combos. Oh, this is my first combo skill. I don't think I have any combos with it, though. So this is where different talent trees and stuff are finally going to come into play, which is great. Did it fall off the cart that you just passed by? You want to fight about it, guy? 2 different type of fleets: superiority fleets and strike force fleets. Yeah, I think that is necessary. I mean, that's already a real life thing as well, in a good way. Really? Just... You all set for that, babe? Oh crap, it's already midnight. Ah. Alright, let me get to this town. What time elapsed? So, oh, I'm supposed to get to that place already. I gotta get to the place I'm going and go to sleep. I think it's already midnight. I didn't even notice. Like, I noticed I was feeling tired, and then Heather walked by and she's going upstairs. Like, oh wait a minute.
Be careful.
Because I asked her, like,
Go
you done
see
already?
Gorilla if you want
Like, oh
safe
wait.
passage.
You're having fun.
I do like it. So this would be a really fun game with people. I've not tried to group with anybody yet. I haven't actually joined the guild. I requested to join the guild, but I may just request other ones. You can request whatever you want, but yeah, I'm interested to learn more about it because like it looks like you can just have your gear sets and everything. They're crazy. There's some things I don't really like. I think the talking is kind of weird. I mentioned it in the video I put up. Like, the video was just actually like it's like a half hour almost of just I need to put it down. Okay.
Also, I think one of the new ships that Chernobyl was talking about, like the TIE D or the TIE Defender.
I don't know.
I think the TIE Defender is a useless ship. It's like the Interceptor, but with lower amount of shields, but it has like more guns.
I don't know.
It's weird, but I mean, then again, I don't know if Chernobyl knows about it, but
right?
there was also called
You're the adventurer
junks.
Father Armin told me about.
Like they would take a TIE fighter's eyeball, or like the main canopy area, and put X-wing S-foils on it. So I don't know, like I think the biggest point of the last 3 movies was more so how the war is pointless, how war is an endless cycle.
Sure.
And the only people that win are the manufacturers. That's how I viewed it. But
Well, that isn't wrong though either.
oh yeah, no,
For the most part, at least.
it's a legit thing about war.
Not that all war is useless, but that is certainly a thing. Yeah. I don't know. There was quite a few things I didn't like about the new ones, but I think they didn't necessarily break the movies themselves. They didn't fully pull me out of the experience. But I didn't love them.
I honestly think Solo and Rogue One were probably the better movies that came out of Disney's acquirement of LucasArts.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because like a lot of people will argue with me on it, but at the same time, you know, those are the only ones that stay true to being canon. But then you got the last few seasons, or the last season of the Clone Wars, an actual last season. And then you got Bad Batch, Mandalorian. Now we're getting the Book of Boba.
Well, I would say he hates those ships. I would say that there's a lot of just pandering in the new ones. Some of it's just fan service. Some of it's just built-in PC stuff that Disney feels obligated to do. And I think some of it's just trying something different. But I think really for me, the only reason I didn't love the new ones was everything felt pretty anticlimactic. Even though they had really cool, certain really cool scenes, something about them just I always felt was gonna build to something that didn't happen. Hey, I mean, maybe I was just expecting different endings or wanting different endings, and that's on me, right? But I'll say that this is the first series. This is the first Star Wars series I didn't immediately rewatch. I've rewatched, of course, the original trilogy a bunch of times. I've rewatched the prequel trilogy probably 3 times overall, even though they're not regarded as great. I mean, New Hope is probably my least favorite of the 3, sure, but I love Clone Wars. And I've seen Solo, maybe only twice, but I've seen Rogue Squadron. I saw that in theater twice. Didn't I watch it with you in theater?
Rogue One, yes.
Yeah, I went and saw it the night before.
Because Rogue Squadron is based off of the idea of Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Because
Sorry,
they gave up the ultimate sacrifice. They
Yeah.
did an extreme spec ops job, and so they wanted the elite and those that were willing to give up their lives for it. And I loved it.
Yeah, I saw that movie twice in the same weekend or week, because I saw it on premiere at super late o'clock with my neighbor that was first here. That sadly he moved not too long after we moved here, and he made a weird decision to go back to California. But
Bet you he hates it.
I hope so, because he moved because his wife missed home, and anyways, so I went with him to the premiere, and then I think it was that weekend. It was right after you had moved in. I went with you, and that was one of those. I was like, yeah, I'm totally down to watch that one twice right away. These new ones, I think I've seen the first of the new ones twice, but only because the next ones were coming out, and I wanted to refresh my memory, not because I'm like, man, that was so cool, I want to watch it again. I have watched Mandalorian twice. And, and I think to me that speaks something. Maybe I'll have to rewatch the trilogy again, the latest one. Maybe I'll have to rewatch it and see, it's been a while. I have not touched any of them since you came over and watched the last one. I haven't touched them since. So well, that's why you write it down and fanfic it now, Chernobyl.
You useless porters.
Write it down and fanfic it immediately. If you think it's a good idea. I'm impartial to it because I'm not really all that into it. In general, I guess it's not really my forte. But do it. Just write it down, like you're saying. Post it on something, some subreddit or something, and claim it as yours right away. Because if you really do think it's good, I'm with you. Just somebody might take it. Now, you saying it here, somebody might not take it, because I don't know how many people are super big Star Wars fans that tune into our stuff.
I actually Squadron more often though.
Yeah, if you want. I don't know.
I miss that game. Like Everspace.
I'd rather play Battlefront.
Yeah.
I like Battlefront a lot more than I like Rogue Squadron. I actually haven't even played Rogue Squadron yet. I have it because they gave it out for free now. But
Oh, yeah, Squadron. That game. There's a lot going on in that game, but you can get Rogue Squadron for PC now from the N64.
oh, that one. Oh,
And then I have all like the TIE and X-Wing games from like Windows 95 and whatnot.
I know you do.
But you need a joystick, which I don't have yet. But someday.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're a super fan. I get it. I'm like that with some stuff. Yeah, just write it all down, Chernobyl. Do what you gotta do to get your fanfic trademark on it now. Because you never know if it turns into like some kind of game or whatever else, or a card game, or just a side story, or if Disney watches because they're out of ideas and they need ideas, you know. So, what's up, lady? What are you doing all loud? What is that? Oh, it's like she just came down and ripped open an Amazon package. Like what? Yeah, but I'm off to bed. I gotta get some sleep. It's already after midnight.
Yeah.
But in random summary, this game does seem pretty cool so far. It's
good.
I haven't done any MMO stuff yet. I've just been running around doing main story quests and side quests that are attached.
I'm just surprised you don't have the Nimbus Cloud yet.
I don't know how people got it already.
Name your character Goku.
Man, I'd go make like a mage.
Right?
So I could shoot energy balls at people as Goku. Right meow. Well, I don't know what I have. Let's see. I don't really understand what these are collected for. I don't know. Oh, an NPC in Makoko Village wants these seeds. Okay, whatever. Let's see.
I have a friend tell me I should play Resident Evil Village.
They're not a friend.
I was like, I don't know. No.
Because he was telling me I should play Village. It's like, man. But it was like 2 days after they were saying it was like the worst Resident Evil. And then like, no, there's one other that's worse. It's him and ZT. I'm like, get out of here with that crap, guys.
Like, cause I said after, after 3 or 4, I was like, the games have become crap. They send me a gif of somebody going, like, waving their hand back and forth, like, yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Sorry, I have enough games to play.
Yeah, I really do. I can be an inherited demon. Yeah. I still like Turtle. Turtle they gave me right away. I said, okay, fine.
Turtle. Now the other person over there has a white cloud.
I know, and I don't know how to get these things yet. Now, this is probably not their only character if they're in the zone.
I have a feeling the person with the white cloud is like, I'm a DBC fan. We all know Nimbus is white.
Well, here you go, right here.
Not an Angerstorm cloud.
Here's the shop. So well, shit, I can get it right now. So in the beta, they've given me 40,000 of this currency. All right. Good night, Chernobyl. I'm out of here too, so I'm gonna buy this cloud first. I can buy these crystals. Okay. This is probably just because we're in the beta. They also give you like their version of Prime, whatever stuff in the beta too. So I can get teleport set for skins. Holy cow. Dormammu. That's what it looks like to me. That is a ridiculous set. Mount Pet. These are pretty cool. Oh, that's not a Chocobo ripoff at all. Don't worry.
Minimax.
I know. By features 30-day crystalline aura, so that's like a.
Hey,
oh wow!
Yeah.
Character customization thing if you wanna go ahead and redo your character. Let's see. Task instant complete. As instantly completes a daily task. Okay, whatever. Name change ticket, character slot extension. So yeah, they gave me 40,000 of these things. I can buy these. I can buy a whole bunch of these purple crystal ones. What's this?
You useless porters.
Is it a mount? What's a skin? WS4 skin. Sell fast route. Look, is this cloud a pet? It's a mount. Sold. Add a cart. Is it in my cart? Okay. Yeah, you can tell this is by Amazon. They have a freaking cart system. Carrion Knight set. Is that what that one is? Yeah, I don't really want that. I mean, it's cool, but it is like freaking ridiculous also. You know, just like, come on. There's not much in the shop right now. But I can buy a parrot, yeah. Might buy a mini mech. My bunny's pretty cool though. Heavy walker. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I might get the green one because it's like OD green.
The OD green make me be jealous every time you play.
No, because if I didn't, you'd say, man, you should have gotten the OD green one.
Yeah.
Oh. But. So that is LBRB. That would be... Okay, so B is the horse. Let's just be LBRB Y, LBRB X, LBRB A, LBRB what? You know what? Just... Whoa. Oh, that's a potion. Duh. I'm like, why is that acting so weird? Probably have to claim it. Ah, that's right. I have to claim it. Not that I remember where I gotta do these things at. Well, I just used a card I probably shouldn't have because it has a timer on it. Okay. Summon the mech. And then, I don't remember the mount page.
You useless porters.
I don't know how to pull out different mounts on here. Character. Count. Adventure. Alt V. It's under guides. That's a weird one. That should be... Why does it keep doing that one with that? LBRB X? Y? Okay, LBRB Y. I don't like that. Use LBRB X. There we go. I won't accidentally use a... There we go. Giddy up. Whoa. I can dodge on it. Yo, buddy. So LB and X. You see this, Chuck?
Yeah. Oh, you went with a cumulus stratus, huh?
I guess. At least they have cool stuff for you to do on it, because it would cost equivalent to like real world money at some point, I'm guessing. That beta, they just kind of give you stuff, so it's whatever. But I don't know how they got the white cloud though. I do like the white one more. Oh, there it is. Cold white crystal cloud. Okay. I didn't see it before. Whatever. It's all fake money anyways. Oops. Yeah, buddy, that one's cooler. I do like the white one more. If they had yellow, I'd feel even better. Nimbus! That's it for me then. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night. Time for bed. Till next time. Oh,